It's time for the coup de grace. It's time for your G3 because Tim got on the internet again.
Yeah.
And this is always a good time.
Twitter is such a great resource for finding just goofy things that gun grabbers will say.
It is.
And so let's throw up number 12, Doc. This we have a guy by the name of Ryan Sheed that has the whole gun grabber thing going on, and he had to make a comment. Somebody posted from the Just Saying account, "What do you see?" And it shows a family standing in a field with a shotgun, a rifle, and a handgun. And of course, Ryan chimes in, "A psychopath grooming future mass shooters," and then he tags Graham Allen. So looking at this picture, this is just a family. This is just a standard American family. And they're standing there with firearms. There's more guns in this country than there are people. There's nothing awkward about this, and there's certainly nothing in this image that would lead you to believe that these are future mass killers, right? My children know how to shoot. Guns are very much a normal part of our life. And in Indiana, just where I live, everybody has them. When I go out and shoot, I hear my neighbors shooting, right? Everybody just, it's like, it's contagious. Everybody just wants to do it when they hear somebody else doing it. It is not bad. It's not evil. There's, not something nefarious going on. And it doesn't make you a psychopath because you want to go out and enjoy the shooting sports. It's perfectly normal. But it's these types of comments that are designed to drive wedges between people and try to label others and cast them in the worst possible light for political ends, including children.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to hit on. I've got two things, if I may add, addendums, if you will. I think you just nailed it. So you're classifying children who are innocent, who have done nothing. Do you think that same post would be if any type of demographic was different? You think that post might not exist? I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's easy for a friend.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the family fits the stereotypical gun grabber thing. It's just, who knows, if they were wearing a Christian cross, it would just, yeah. So
you're right. I bet the guy in the back has a penis. I mean, I bet you he has a penis, and that is very concerning.
Yeah, he's looking like he might wave it around with some authority and intimidate people and scare them. Yeah,
man.
Because he's holding his rifle in an intimidating way across his shoulders like that. Right. I mean, what if there's a farmer on a tractor like 2 miles to the right there? I mean, he's muzzling him, and clearly it's intended to intimidate his neighbor.
And Tim, I don't know if you noticed, but the only way you can carry that gun like that is if there's no magazine in it. I mean,
he has a 5-rounder in there, but it has the nuclear tipped rounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
The nuclear tip rounds. Yeah. Wow. The Joy Behar rounds.
We
that's crazy.
Yeah, we colloquially call them the zip code erasers or deleters. So yeah, it's
zip code erasers. That's good. All right. Yeah. So that was my first addendum. I actually have 3 now. So my second one, Tim, I'm concerned because those aren't assault weapons by the definition of lefties, because the kids are holding a handgun. Oh my goodness. Predominantly used in gang violence and stuff, and then a shotgun. Oh my god, that's not even a semi-automatic shotgun, Tim. So I'm really confused. So is it all guns now? Is it everything that is a gun related?
Yeah.
Is now a mass shooting assault weapon zip code eraser?
Perhaps. But somebody made a comment on my post that I thought was rather interesting. They said, well, why doesn't the girl have a gun? And I said, of bigotry, of course. But no, realistically, what I said, I mean, all kidding aside, is what I said to them afterwards. It's like, so in essence, what we see is a rifle, a pistol, and a shotgun. I'm guessing these are all the firearms this particular family owns. Now, if they had a PCC, I'm sure the little girl would have been holding that. So, yeah.
Or maybe Tim. Oh my God, I can't believe this is even being mentioned on the internet.
I can't believe you're going there. I know where you're going.
Parents, no, you don't. Not yet. That's the next one. Maybe Tim, the parents actually used discretion and said she wasn't ready, so she's not holding a gun. Maybe the parents were actually. Oh my gosh,
that would only be acceptable with hormone blockers. Otherwise, it's bigoted. Just saying.
Now who went where? But you know what? Now I'm going to make it real uncomfortable, Tim. So we're not going to say what I'm saying. We're going to overuse inference here. Are you ready for your inference use?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're making progress here, Tim. I do, because where the location of that that photo is taken, and the crop items that are in that photo, I mean, a leftist kind of missed the.
Seemed like an awful easy low punch there, right?
Yeah, I feel like they would have gone for the low hanging fruit on that one, and they didn't.
And screamed
they
racism.
Focused on the guns.
Yeah.
So inference, Tim, inference. So
inference.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're getting better. And they are not noticing what they normally would have because the guns have blinded them to the obvious thing to say there. But That's another thing for another time. I just want to throw that out there. Just
Okay, moving
I
right
think we're
along.
improving.
Inference.
Okay.
Okay, moving right along. So we will save ATF for last. Let's move to 14. We'll come back to ATF. So we started with ATF. We'll end with ATF. So number 14, Doc, we have Stevie Joe Payne here. And he's parroting the line. Oh, but look, he has the orange square. So everything that follows the orange square is going to be complete idiocy and just incredible stupidity, right? Because the orange square tells the entire world you're an idiot. All right. So
it's a mark of stupid.
It is. It's like wearing a big L on your forehead, just in the form of an orange square. It's the guns, folks. Old Stevie has to say, it's the guns. It's particularly the AR-15 and any and all weapons like it that are single purpose designed for killing people. There's no other reason for this weapon to exist. All right, Stevie.
So all guns?
Pointed sticks, knives, explosives, guns, airplanes. There's not anything you can really name in a modern culture that doesn't have some connection to being originally used or at some point being used in a way to fight wars, right? Even the microwave oven. My grandmother used a microwave oven because she built airplanes during the Second World War, and they used big microwaves to sterilize parts. Later, we would find them in our kitchen. So microwaves were originally used for a war effort.
Oh.
Every single
those weapons of war?
Yes. God. All the technology you engage with, that's human nature. It all connects to, in some way, military action warfare, because nations have this uncanny desire to fight with other nations. So they'll spend huge amounts of their gross national product developing weapon systems. Much of that technology trickles down into the civilian world in the form of just regular items like microwaves and cell phones that you just don't think about. But that technology, the internet, was designed for nuclear war. Okay?
That's true.
It was a stopgap.
That's weird, Tim.
So anyway, the AR-15, folks, we've said this many times. According to FBI statistics, about less than 500 rifles of any type are misused every year in crime to take a life. Less than 500 of any type. That means of the AR-15 type, likely less than 100. A statistical zero in a nation of 330 million people. I'm not downplaying the loss of life. What I'm saying is everything out there, including the stairs in your house, presented a clear and present danger to your family more so than an AR-15 does. A swimming pool does. The chemicals underneath your kitchen sink do. AR-15s. But this is what AR-15. Propaganda does, folks. You'll notice this lunatic isn't talking about the actual guns that are used in crime because he wouldn't get anywhere. Because handguns, people aren't ready to give those up, but they're starting to get people convinced maybe we should get rid of the AR-15. So they're going to keep focusing on that like a laser beam, just like machine guns that were taken away in 1986. Up until 1986, when machine guns were taken from us, less than 3 instances in the entire history of the NFA, less than 3 instances of a legally owned machine gun being used in a crime. But yet we lost them. And that's not just a year, folks. That's the entirety of the NFA. 3 misuses of a legally owned firearm.
Tim, it's for the children.
But it's always for the children. So, Stevie, you're an idiot. Children. What do you got to say?
No, hold on. Wow. How do I follow that? Good Lord. That you know what? That was the full gambit. That was the full Tim. That was all of it. All I was going to say was just, dang, how do I follow that? All I was going to say is Stevie, he has got blood on his hands because he uses his microwave dinners. That's all I was going to say. It's lackluster.
Get rid of microwaves for the children.
God, it's his fault. He's got blood on his hands. Because all
right.
That's it.
So let's finish up with the old ATF, shall we? So we opened today's video, Braden, by talking about ATF and its overreach and trying to legislate.
We did?
Through the bureaucracy, trying to take on the role of Congress itself. And we talked about Chevron deference and stuff like that. Wouldn't it be nice if ATF just relegated itself to maybe public service announcements and didn't try to pass laws on its own? Number 13, Doc. I thought this was rather refreshing. ATF HQ. Securely storing firearms when not in use is one of the most important responsibilities of gun ownership. Safe storage can prevent guns from being stolen and misused by a criminal or accidentally picked up by a child. More here and link to ATF. I can't disagree with that statement. If you have a firearm and you're not using it, lock it up. I mean, that's a nice public service announcement. Nowhere in here do they say, we're going to write a 1,300-page document forcing you to lock your guns up. Not yet. I'm sure that's coming.
Right.
We'll see how the Chevron deference case plays out in the SCOTUS, but it would be nice if ATF just did this. It would be refreshing.
It would be nice. You know, it's interesting, Tim. I didn't feel attacked in that.
No.
That was weird. I didn't feel blamed. I felt like it was an innocuous statement.
Right. It's just
Um,
stating the obvious. Lock your guns up. That way criminals can't get a hold of them as easily and children are less likely to have accidents with them. I can't disagree with that.
Now, of course, when not in use. Now, not when you're
No, I have
carrying
a
it, of
gun on. I
course,
mean,
because that would
carry
be
firearms.
silly.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you have a gun on right now? I
You
feel
know, I can whip it
threatened.
out. I don't want to intimidate you, though.
Don't whip it out. Don't whip it out. I'll be intimidated.
Stand back. I'm going
Don't
to whip
do
it out.
We've had so many phallic jokes this week. Man, we've hit our quota of penis jokes.
Oh, anyway. So, old ATF, could you
Oh,
please
man.
just stick to public service announcements and stop with trying to legislate from the bureaucracy and stealing our rights through 1,300-page documents? We'd get along so
Man,
much better.
we've just had a full load of penis jokes this week. I'll tell you, man.
Full load. All right, that's enough. Folks, I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good weekend.